Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. Today, the mailman brought me something I was looking forward to, some more Riot Quest expansion characters. Specifically, we have hobby miniatures. Yes, we have Bulkhead and other hobby miniatures. Stone Lord Guvul. So we have a rule. There's no picture on the back. We have a rule in full plate with big piston hammers, and we've got a Man of War breacher, which is kind of cool. So, big plus, I don't have to paint any faces. In fact, I don't think I have to paint any flesh on either of these guys at all. So, thankfully, they did put all of the fighter bios on the backs of these cards, other than the fact that it's kind of cheesy with the ISBN barcode thingy right there. If they just stuck it a little bit lower, okay, that would have been perfect. But that's me being picky. And since it's my channel, I can be as picky as I please. You don't like it? Go rub a monkey's tummy. Alright, we got our stat card. Pretty high defense. That's very nice. Not the fastest, not that surprising. 2 melee attacks terrain activation. Very nice to see. And what do you got? Pommel mounted Oraculus. Okay. Dang, Gina. Okay, that's pretty nice. Alright. Now, you're not in any kind of wax baggie. You're just tossed in here unceremoniously. Poor Stone Lord. You can see here. Looks good. Do we have all the little filigree on his armor? It's hard to tell. I'm guessing it is. At least on the artwork, he's got some very fancy looking plate there in gold. And then he's got his twin royal hammers. The pistons on them. Pound dwarf faces. Piston powered dwarf heads. Alright. Looks like he's going to be a neat model. I'll have to grab some of the other rules that I have painted, which are like all of 2, maybe? Basically the dude from the first game. And then there's Bulkhead. At least this is a little less in the way of the artwork. Bulkhead was the nickname given to this Man of War breacher, mostly due to his repeated use of his head as a battering ram during attacks on fortified structures. With no armor core left to follow, Bulkhead began traveling the wastes, doing what he does best, breaking things, and keeping tinier things behind him from being broken. It's a simple life, but it sure does pay well. Okay. I don't know where the bizarre voiceover voice came from, but my students have said I have a bad habit of getting into voices like that in the middle of class. I wouldn't know anything about that. I was like, wait, where is my... Okay, what kind of... A power sled. Interesting, you get a sprint. So you can zoom around with this. He's actually a bit chunkier than our dwarf friend. Interesting. Good range on his shotgun. But he also can use the shield, which is interesting. About the same damage as the Royal Hammers, except that does have that twin strike. Alright. Oh, you are all metal! Why couldn't you be like Gudrun and be resin? I have always had a fondness for Man of War kits. Just like the olden days. A little bit of flash there in the way of his sawed-off shotgun. Shield arm. Big honking shield. I mean, that was a big shield. You know what they say about big shields? They keep you safe. 40mm base, as always with them in a war. And then we have the skirt armor as well. So, looking snazzy. Give me a sec. I'm going to get these guys put together. We will, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and prime them while I'm at it, if I remember to. We'll see if that happens, but we'll definitely get them put together if the weather permits. It's kind of gross outside and very overcast, and looks like it'll probably rain. So, sit tight, and let's see what I do with these guys. Alright, I got our guys all put together here. We'll start out with Bulkhead, since he is the heavier one. Now, I did not glue that shield on. Obviously, it's going to get in the way. He is solid metal. I'm still kind of surprised about that. I actually would have expected him to have some resin in there, but nope. Then again, it doesn't seem like Privateer is using a whole lot of resin these days, unfortunately, as I was really enjoying their stuff. Pose-wise, looks pretty good. Size-wise, looks to be a little bit smaller than a typical. I don't even know if the sergeant here is a typical man of war at this point. I love this model, though. This guy is a great model. Anyway, that's beside the point. I think, at least in terms of how he would stack up to some of the other large heroes from Riot Quest, I think he's in pretty good company, even though he's still wearing, you know, the power armor. I don't have anybody from the new starter painted up yet, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd put them in here. All right, I should have brought Gudrun, but he's not finished either. Oh, well. But you can see, at least I think he's in pretty good company. He's a good-sized model. Solid metal, fits in well with everybody else. Still just not as cool as Sergeant Ivor Dragovich, or whatever his name is. Lord Godor, on the other hand, I really like this guy. I've got a very dwarf relationship with dwarfs, Rulik, Dweghom, whatever diminutive fantasy race of grumpy warrior types. We have a begrudging acceptance of each other. No, I dig them. He looks cool. Full suit of armor, no visible face. And, I mean, he's a little bit shorter than our friends from the original set. But maybe this is just a big guy and he's got the bionic arm anyway. But I feel like he's a pretty decent sized model. I think he's going to out-dwarf a lot of other companies' dwarves if you do mix them. I don't know why not. But, I mean, the two of them I think would probably fit in pretty good in just about any kind of fantasy situation as well. Bulkhead maybe more so something steampunkish, or I'm thinking, you know, Starfinder, Stargrave, something like that. Have him as an old-timey robot or something. He's got a nice big boomstick. Lord Godor, I think you can find a use for him in just about anything. He'd make a nice, you know, hero character for most RPGs. Be a pretty good leader in a Kings of War or Ninth Age army. I mean, I think you can get definitely a lot of use out of him. I do like the faces on the mallets too. Fun touch. So overall, happy with our release. I look forward to continuing to see what's coming for Riot Quest. I've enjoyed the sculpts. The gameplay is fun the few times I've had to play against myself. And like I've said before, hopefully when this pandemic is gone and long behind us, we'll have a chance to actually play this with actual other human opponents besides my own brain. Fingers crossed, right? So hopefully, if you guys are interested, we will put a link down below to Privateer's website. It seems to be one of the best places to get it. Otherwise, if you have a local retailer that stocks them, I would say hit them up and keep the local scene flourishing. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.